All right, welcome to another episode of the Prep Coach podcast, and we have a special guest today, Ash, the owner of NRG Gym here in Melbourne. I'm not going to be biased, but I think it's an absolutely incredible gym. Obviously, I train here as well. But what I wanted to do is, obviously, I want to talk about, your whole story leading up until, getting the gym going and running the gym, and then we're going to talk about, what it's like to run a gym, the demographic, the equipment, the reasons why you did certain things. And then we'll talk about a little bit more about your fitness journey as well. But I wanted to start with, you know, most fitness enthusiasts, including myself, I had this brand idea that, oh, how cool would it be to own a gym one day?
Yeah.
Get all my mates to come and train, and I'm going to have the best equipment in the world, and I get to train there for free, and I'm going to be there for every day for hours and hours and hours, right?
Yeah.
How did it start for you? Is that what the thought pattern you had? And is it cool to own a gym or not?
It's awesome owning a gym. And it started more as just a dream that I wanted from when I started training myself like many years ago. So that was kind of thing. I just wanted to build like my dream gym, if that makes sense.
Cool. So that was
Um,
your
that was
vision.
the yeah, that was about as far as I thought about it.
And then is that vision now the reality, or has it changed over time? Because obviously, there's money involved,
Yeah.
there's business involved, things like that. The
Yep.
dream gym, has that evolved over time?
A little bit. I always loved, like when I was young, I was always kind of in or trying to do different business things. So I am business orientated, so I do like that side of it. And then opening the gym was just a bonus. But the gym was always just a dream. Like I didn't when I opened it, it was nothing. It was never about making money. Like when I first opened it, we didn't even do signups at the start. We didn't do any promotional stuff at the start.
Yep.
I didn't tell anyone I owned it.
Yep.
Obviously, they worked it out as time went on, but yeah, it had nothing to do with like the making money
Mhm.
and all that stuff. So yeah,
It's funny you mentioned that because I don't live too far from the gym. So
yeah,
when I did see it pop up on social media,
yeah,
and it was only because someone shared something, and I was like, there's a new gym. I know that location, like, because obviously you drive past here every day. And I was like, who owns this place?
yeah,
Like, who's building this place? Who owns? So you're right. I had no idea it was
yeah,
you until I actually met you and
yeah,
someone said, oh, that's the guy that owns the gym. I
yeah.
was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, we never done marketing.
Yep,
Even now, we've never done anything at all. The only thing we do is we reshare, obviously, the stories that
of course.
um, members and casuals kind of put up. But that's it's all word of mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's pretty cool.
Which is actually pretty crazy
So
when
it's
you think
very,
about it.
yeah, very organic kind of growth, right? Yeah,
And that's kind of the best growth because
yeah,
then you have people that are invested
yeah,
in the
exactly.
gym. They love the
They actually
gym.
like, yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you can kind of see that in the members that are here.
Yep,
The gym's clean. Now, obviously, you have great staff, they look after it,
yeah,
but the members respect it like it's their own. Or that's what I feel, and
yeah,
that's
yeah,
for myself.
yep,
Because, as you said, it's organic growth. So, therefore, the people that are here really want to be here.
yeah,
They're not just here because it's a $200 membership or
yeah,
something like that.
exactly.
So,
Yeah,
they really look after it like it's their own.
yeah, 100%. We've got the members are great. Especially obviously the location helps. It's in a good area. The pricing helps as well. We obviously had a little bit cheaper pricing at the start,
Hmm.
but the goal was to put the pricing up to kind of um, target a specific kind of
Yep.
member. Yeah,
I know exactly what you mean by
yeah.
that. Yep, totally. Yep.
So that's worked out good. And then I think the size as well. It's not too small where like everyone knows everyone, everyone's friendly, everyone will spot anyone.
Hmm.
Um, but it's not too small where it can get clicky
Oh, yep.
like a PT, not a PT studio, but something a little bit smaller, and
Yep.
it's not big like the bigger gyms where it's just the free for all, and then it's out of control.
Yeah.
So I think the size as well. It's a lot of things that kind of play a part in how energy kind of has evolved and where it is today.
I actually never thought of that when you said that, that the size,
Yeah,
really does make a big difference in the type of crowd and the community that you form,
yeah. It's kind of like it's kind of like a club. You go to a big event where it's a massive warehouse and you got, thousands of people in there, and there's just no vibe. It's too big. Obviously, there's a lot of people,
Hmm.
but it's just unorganized and just like everyone's everywhere. And then you go to something small and it's very, very, you got the two neighbors and the guy across the road, and so it's kind of
Yeah.
the same thing, I guess. It's just the perfect size.
Okay. So I want to change the direction. I
Mhm.
want to talk about how you started to get here, but then I do want to talk more about the gym
Yep.
itself, the equipment, all that kind of fun stuff. So, what did you do prior to the gym, and did it help you work your way up to where you are now?
How far back do you want to
Oh,
go?
you
I'm
do as
pretty
far as
old,
you want.
so.
Yeah, yeah. You go as far back as
Um,
you want.
well, I've been training obviously in Greece. I grew up in Greece, so I
Okay.
was yeah. So grew up there, got into the gym over there, and just loved it, and haven't stopped training since then. So it's been a long time. I don't even know how long it's been here. Like it's probably 25 plus years, 30, yeah,
So,
25 years.
when did you move over here?
Uh, been here 19 years now,
Oh, wow. Okay.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it goes quick. I think it's 19.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I obviously went to the army. I finished high school, uni, went to the army over there. Subscriptions that you have to go when you're
Okay.
19. And then as soon as I got out of the army, we moved back here with my parents.
Hmm.
And yeah, then I got my PT certificate and did a PT for a couple of years, and then got into retail.
Hmm.
But I've always wanted to own a gyms from Greece. Like, yeah,
Wow.
so the dream was from back then. But yeah, I got into retail for selling gym equipment.
Okay. There's some rabbit holes I would love to go down to. Like, I'd love
Yeah,
to ask you about the army days and all that kind of
yeah,
stuff. And if you want to quickly touch on it, like, what was it like? How many years were you in there?
yeah. So it was a subscription. So it was only 12 months.
Okay.
Um, the first, yeah, after say the second 6 months is very kind of relaxed. You're kind of the older, because every 3 months there's a new line that goes in,
Okay.
and every time the new line comes in, you're the older guy, so you don't do as much.
Hmm.
So the last 6 months, I was training, pretty much doing weights every second day and just eating. I'll put 10 kilos on in the army, but it was clean
Yeah. Yeah.
muscle, so I
Yeah.
actually put really good size on over there.
Yeah.
And yeah, but it was only 12 months, but it was good, awesome experience.
So you said you were about 18, 19? Is that
No, because I
correct?
went to uni, so
Oh,
I
okay.
extended it. So I think I went into the army when I was about 22, 20, yeah,
Okay.
22,
So still
23.
young, still
Yeah,
still growing. The testosterone's still pretty high. You're
yep,
still yeah,
yeah,
you're making the use of it. Okay,
yeah,
cool. So then you came over here. Do you have any siblings?
yeah.
You
I
do?
got half brothers and sisters,
Okay, you do.
so they're a lot older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm kind of the only one from my parents.
Okay,
Yeah.
makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So you came over here, and then you mentioned that you worked for a retail store that sold equipment.
Yep. So I did my P. I did my PT. I was PT for a couple of years, and then I went from doing PT out of Beach Club. That's
Oh,
a long
oh,
time ago.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and then I got into retail selling gym equipment.
Okay. And where did you do that, and how long were you doing that for,
That
roughly?
was down at Fountain Gate. I did that for a couple of years.
Hmm.
I was down at Fountain Gate at Manic Fitness.
Oh, Manic. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
yeah, a while ago. I did that. Then I started my own business doing deliveries and installs, gym
Yeah.
equipment,
Yeah.
and servicing. And then that's how I ended up bumping into the guys at Workout World, which is where I kind of ended up working, doing retail again. I ended up managing the store and running it for 7 years. I
Wow.
was the top sales guy in
Wow.
Australia and in the top 30 from all over the world. So
That's crazy.
yeah, I had a company from the US or two companies, won heaps of competitions, and they flew me over to on different holidays. They flew me around.
Really?
Yeah,
That's
so it was
amazing.
pretty cool too. Yeah,
Congratulations. That is awesome.
yeah,
That is so good.
yeah,
I know I spoke to you the other day. And I didn't want to talk too much to you because I actually wanted to have all this conversation here.
yeah.
But told you that I used to work at Just Fitness, which was similar to
Yep.
Workout World. Um, but They used to be here, Workout World, like literally next door to where your gym is right now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, Workout World. I managed the Nunawading store.
Yep.
So I was there, but yeah, there was a Workout World just next door, just here.
Just here,
So
yeah.
when they closed, obviously Workout World got bought out by
Oh,
Rebel
okay.
Sport, and
Really?
then when they got bought over, I didn't kind of like um, the equipment selection. It
Mm-hmm.
was a little bit cheaper,
Yep.
whereas we used to sell more specialty stuff.
Yep.
And then they closed Essendon. So once Essendon closed, I knew there was kind of like a gap in the area here.
Okay.
And then I was always looking around here, and as soon as this popped up, I took it on straight away.
So how long was it from when you left Workout World to when you got this place and started working on it?
No, I got it while I was still there.
Oh, you're still there. Okay.
Yeah, I got it. As soon as I opened the door, I gave them notice that I was leaving, and then it came straight over.
I mean, like open the door like the gym opened, or got
No,
the
not the gym,
keys?
the shop,
Oh, oh, okay. So we're in the
shop.
shop right
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
If
yeah,
anyone's watching this, so this is where you
The-
sell gym equipment
yeah,
out of also.
yeah,
Okay, so this was your first location, this shop right
yes,
here.
yeah.
Okay, amazing.
This is the OG, the start of it all.
Yeah. Okay, so how long until the gym then you opened the gym from when this opened to
Yeah,
when the gym opened?
yeah. So I've had the retail store here like nearly 10 years now.
Okay, wow.
10 years,
Yep.
and the gym's been open for 2.5. So I was
Okay,
here
so
like
there's a
seven,
decent amount of
seven and a
time.
half. Yeah,
Decent amount of time. Okay.
yeah,
And how has this changed in here? Because I remember back then, Workout World, Just Fitness, those kind of things. It was like home equipment, but I can see around here now, this is a bit better than home equipment.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of it is still home, but it is your. I only sell mid to high end
Okay.
home stuff. I don't like the cheaper stuff, and it's too much hassle. Again, it's like the gym. The cheaper product, you deal with the cheaper customer, more headaches. So try and stay out of that.
Yeah.
Um,
So do you,
and if you're spending more on gym equipment, you're more invested. You're gonna use it. You get the more
to-
serious buyer, and
totally.
yeah. So
Yeah, it makes sense.
yeah,
So is this is your first store you open? Have you
yep,
opened another one?
yeah. So I opened one in Blackburn, so
Hmm.
that's close to where the other store was.
Okay.
So the two, yeah, that's why.
Yep.
I know that area really well because I manage the store there. So it's on Whitehorse Road. It's like 100 meters. It's on the same side of the road, 100 meters further down from where that store
Was.
used to be because it obviously closed now.
Yep.
But yeah, so that one's been open a year and a half now.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's doing really well. That's a proper showroom, but so
Oh, is it?
yeah,
Okay.
it's much nicer than the store.
Oh, this is still pretty nice,
Yeah.
but what's the environment like in this kind of business? Because back then I remember there was Just Fitness, there was Workout World, there's a couple of others. They've kind of faded away.
Yeah.
So what's it like now owning this type of business?
Um, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot of work, which a lot of people don't see. And then obviously prices, prices have obviously purchasing and stuff like that's gone up, and then yeah, so it's a lot of work,
Yep.
a lot of running around. Everything's heavy,
Yeah.
and big too. So yeah,
Yeah, understand.
yeah,
So you obviously had this during COVID.
yeah.
How was that?
It was. I don't know if I can swear, but
You can, yeah.
it was fucking crazy.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
Because everyone was trying to buy equipment for home, right? Because
Yeah.
they couldn't go to the gym anymore.
Yeah, so I lived across the road, which I live across the road again now, but
Yeah.
I was living across the road. I walk out from the apartment, I just see this massive line down the street, and which I was kind of used to because the bookstore was next door.
Yep.
So I think it was a couple of times a year when for school they used to have like 100, 200 people waiting out the front.
Of course. Yeah.
So I was it did like I saw it at the start and I go, oh, shit, what's going on? And then I go, whatever. So I'm walking over. It's early in the morning. I walk up the stairs and then I notice that the line goes up the stairs to the front door and they're waiting outside the door.
Shit.
I still hadn't clicked. And then I opened the door and like they all just stormed it. They stormed the shop. The alarms went off. The lights were off.
Jesus.
And people were they grabbed dumbbells. They were just grabbing everything.
Jesus.
Like this store, we used to be all rubber flooring,
Yeah.
and all the equipment you see here and at the back, they emptied it within like a week. Everything was gone. They took the flooring, they took everything off the walls. They took even broken stuff. They took from out the back, like that was empty. So
Wow.
yeah, and I was getting a couple of containers a month, and also there was a semi trailer coming every two, worst case every 3 days, and that was like gone. Like as soon as it was coming, it was already sold. It was gone.
Wow. So there's obviously people that got to a point in time where people couldn't come into the
Yep.
store because, yeah.
Yeah.
So you would have had all click and collects at the back and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So the first lock when we first had the lockdown, we were able to stay open, and I can't remember now, but I think it was probably like 6 months that we were able to have the store open.
Yep.
And then later on, obviously, there was the full lockdown
Yep.
where no one could come, but nothing changed. Like we had orders, or we had customers that had orders, and they were waiting for like 9 months for their product to come. And I'd
Jesus.
call them and go, I don't even know if it's going to come, and I'm happy to like cancel, give you your money back. And they go, no, they would not take the money back.
Wow.
Like you couldn't even give them the money back. They would
Wow.
not, because they didn't know where they were going to get it.
Of
And if
course.
they go somewhere else, it's going to be another 9 months, and
Yeah.
they'd been waiting for 3 months. So yeah, it was crazy.
So did you ever get to a point where you just couldn't get stock in because
Oh
of the
yeah,
whole
yep,
thing? Yep.
yeah, yeah, 100, yeah.
What?
Well, that was how everything built up for 9 months, because it just came to the point where there was there was stock coming in, but there was like times 10 going
Going
out.
out.
So, and then the containers that were coming for that stock, because it was just stuff that was getting ordered then,
Yep.
it would take months to get it in, like 9 months.
Jesus.
And then some of the suppliers, they couldn't even get stock from their factories, because it had been allocated to Amazon. Like the
Okay.
factories would close down and just sell to Amazon, or just sell to like Bunnings, or
Wow.
the US Water Rower in the US. They would take all the stock, and then Water Rower Australia couldn't get rowers for 9 months.
Jesus.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That, yeah. I remember crazy times because I was trying to get gym equipment as well back then.
No,
But I could only mention for you
no,
guys.
you got that doesn't even it's not even touching the surface.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Okay, so we got through COVID,
Yeah.
and then you opened. When did you open NRG Gym? What year was that?
Yeah, so well, that was 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
COVID, because of COVID, Campion closed the stores, obviously, because it affected them rent.
Yeah.
The schools being closed and everything, so that affected them. But I told the owners, um, from probably when I first got the shop here, if that ever comes available, to let me know, because I want to open a gym. So
Mhm.
they always knew that.
Yep.
And then during COVID, obviously, with everything that happened, Campion had decided to move, and they just told me straight away that they're moving. As soon as I said it, I go, yeah, I'm taking it straight away.
So just
So
to,
yeah,
yeah, just to clarify, so Campion, so where the gym is now, it used to be where they used
yeah.
to manufacture books or something. Is that or
They used to sell school books.
school books? They used to sell
Yeah,
school books.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
I never knew what it was because I used to drive past, but I never took any notice because
yeah.
I'm too old to buy
Yeah,
books
yeah.
now. You know what
So
I
it
mean?
was just school books. So you couldn't
Okay.
go there any other time. They would open for that, whatever the period is when you get the school books before
Yep.
school starts. Everyone would go there with a list of
Yep.
20 books that they needed for the school term, and go there, pick them up.
Yep. So you've got it's almost like two buildings.
So there's 3 factories that are pretty much identical. They're 500 square meters each,
Yep.
and Campion was the first two, and
Yep.
then I had one factory for the shop, which is 500 square meters.
Okay. Perfect. We're going to talk about upstairs in a second
Yeah,
because you've also got upstairs going
yeah,
on.
yeah,
But okay, so let's just talk about the gym now.
yeah.
So you got it set up. What was the decision with going the equipment that you have there, the majority of the brand that you have there at the moment?
So I deal a lot with Matrix. So in the shop itself, I sell 90% of the stock I have is Matrix,
Hmm.
and I know the Matrix really well. I import containers of Matrix, so that's kind of the base selection of the equipment is Matrix.
Yeah.
So that's why I went with Matrix.
I had honestly never seen it,
Yeah,
but when I started training at the gym, I was like, this equipment's amazing.
yeah, it's
It's
good.
so good.
Yeah,
It's really, really
really
good.
good. Yeah,
So obviously it's all fit out with majority matrix, but then you've started to get
some
some
specialty
special
stuff.
pieces yet.
Yeah, so Matrix is really good. Like their cardio is second to none, and then their strength, they've got really good strength equipment too. But which they still are at the moment, they're missing some specialty pieces.
Hmm.
But they are actually bringing that stuff out now. So I think it's probably going to be at the show. They're bringing it out any minute.
Oh
So
wow.
yeah, so they've got all the pendulum squat, vertical leg
Oh,
presses, and
okay.
all the like the bodybuilding equipment that everyone wants. They've
Yep.
actually got a whole range now, so they're going to be able
Wow.
to
Okay.
service like a full. They'll be able to do a full gym fit out.
Yep. So, do you want to explain some of the special pieces that you've got now?
Yeah.
There's some recent ones you've just got,
Yep.
and then there's some ones you've had for a little bit of time now. But
Yep.
do you want to go through like the brands and what you
Yep.
maybe the decisions of the reasons why you went for certain things?
Yeah, so maybe Panatta, because I only got a few pieces of them. They've got some, obviously they've got great equipment, and then some of the pieces that I was missing, I really like their range. So the isolateral plate loaded leg extension,
Yep.
the kneeling leg curl,
Yep.
really like those two pieces. They're awesome. So
Yes.
that was like the first pick with that stuff, and then they've got the glute kick as well.
Yep.
And that was like a favorite. Amy wanted it, and then there was a few of the athletes that kind of kept
Yep.
asking about it, so
Yep.
that was why we went with that stuff.
You've
And
also got
then
the standing lateral raise.
yeah,
Yep.
that's like the first Panatta piece
That is, yeah,
that
yeah,
anyone gets.
yeah,
Yeah, the
yeah,
multi-fly
yeah,
lateral raise. Yeah,
yeah.
so I had to get that. And then Watson would be another one. I got a couple of pieces from them.
Hmm.
Obviously the animal leg press, the
Yes,
isolation, you can do
awesome,
one leg at a time.
awesome. Yep,
So I really like that. And then the T-bar row from Watson.
yep.
And then Gym 80. So Gym 80, the guy I worked with, a mate, Dale, up in Queensland. So he's the rep for Gym 80 down here in Australia. So he looks after all the fit outs with Gym 80 gear. So I know him, and mate, the Gym 80 stuff is the best. It's made in Germany. It's the
Yeah,
best.
it's awesome. Yeah,
It's the only stuff I'd order without trying it, and I know that 99.9% it's going to feel amazing.
yeah.
So really good. So I've got the overhead tricep extension from Gym 80, which
Yes, you do. Yep, yep, yep.
and the cable. So I don't like the fixed overhead tricep ones because my elbows are a bit dodgy.
Hmm.
So if it's too kind of fixed in the motion, it could irritate my elbow. So that's why
Yep,
I like the cable. I can
yep.
always adjust.
Adjust it. Yeah.
Yep. And put different handles on there. So that's that one. I've got the vertical leg press, which is amazing.
Yep.
Then I've got the
Hack, the
the
reverse hack. Oh, yep,
yeah, the
yep.
reverse hack, which is really, really good. I've got the leg extension, pin loaded leg extension, lying leg curl, the prone leg curl.
Yes.
They're awesome. Belt driven, super smooth. The machine's like heavy. You can go nuts on it, and it doesn't even shake or anything. It's
Yeah,
super
yeah,
smooth.
yeah.
And then I've got the last piece I got from them was the plate loaded isolateral low row.
Yes,
So
yes.
that
That's awesome. That.
yeah,
Yep.
so no one else has that in Melbourne. So I had to go to, well, I was supposed to go to Queensland to try it. I think World Fitness up there have it.
Hmm.
Um, but I couldn't make it, and that was another one of the pieces that I just got it. I just watched a couple of videos, and I knew that was going to be good, so I
It
ordered
is.
it,
It
and
is
it's
pretty awesome.
amazing,
It is awesome. Yeah, it is definitely awesome.
really good.
I use it unilaterally
Yep.
or even
Yeah,
bilaterally. Yeah,
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 yep.
yeah.
It's awesome, and the handle rotates as you pull back, so you can always drive the elbow further back
Correct. Yeah,
than you can normally
yeah.
on the other one. So yeah, I love that. And then we've just ordered, so they're in production now. We've got the uh, cable crossover coming from
Okay.
Gym 80.
Oh wow. Okay.
So it'll be good. And then which is going where the Iron Edge cable crossover is.
Hmm.
And then I've got a isolateral pin loaded incline chest press coming.
Awesome.
So that one's
Yep.
really good. And then I've got a isolateral pin loaded isolateral pull down,
Oh,
which has
amazing.
got multi grips on it.
Yeah, perfect.
So yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah.
They're going to
And
be
then you've
nice.
also got the glute builder stuff that you just got in as
Yeah, I
well.
got that. Yeah, I had to get
Yeah.
that. Yeah, that's yeah, they get smashed.
Yeah.
Like I don't think I've been in the gym once, and there's not been like two or three people in that front section using the stuff.
Yeah.
So it's probably yeah,
Honestly, that glute builder machine that you have, that's for the hip thrust. It's like a little mini Smith
Smith
machine. Yeah,
machine.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's honestly amazing. Firstly, it's taking everyone off the Smith machines to use it, which is great.
Yeah,
So the
yeah,
Smith
yeah.
machines don't get used,
Used.
but it's so smooth.
Yep. It's a 3D Smith too, so it
Correct.
moves backwards and forwards,
Yep.
up and down.
Yep. You can add bands to it. I can see
Yep.
the attachments. You can add bands.
Yep.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's
Yeah,
really good.
really good.
Yeah.
So that was another like really good purchase with those pieces. That they're awesome.
So obviously there's a massive trend because you've got all that equipment,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's not for the general gym goer.
Yeah.
They're specialty equipment. There's obviously a lot of thought that's involved with what you've gotten.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the demographic in the gym
Yeah.
and like people you're trying to attract. I know that you guys sponsor an athlete or two
Yep.
every year, which like a competitive athlete that's going to
Yep.
compete in that year. Maybe decision behind that is that trying to draw that kind of crowd a little bit more. I know in the gym there's all different people in there,
Yep.
right? People that aren't competing, but I would say maybe it's on I train, whatever. That there is a lot of people in there that would be a little bit more serious than a normal person,
Yep.
and mostly gonna compete or inspired by people that compete, and maybe that's kind of their inspiration.
Yeah.
So is that what you're trying to draw in?
Our members, the members are pretty good. The demographic we get is your kind of not your typical bodybuilder. We don't really have bodybuilders in there like the traditional kind of bodybuilding gyms. It is more the people that are kind of serious about their fitness. We've got the boys that play footy, the soccer players. You've got a lot of business owners in there. Like there's a lot of business owners in there.
Awesome.
Yeah. So we got awesome members, but they tend to be majority more in already really serious about their fitness rather than someone. We've got a couple of like real beginner kind of members, but it's not the typical kind of member that you'll see in there. It's yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got the younger crowd. We've got some young guys, but up to like 45, 50, but they're real serious. It's more about fitness, not really bodybuilding or athletes. We've got a few athletes, but
Yep.
it's not kind of the main kind of focus of the gym.
Yeah. What's really interesting is like literally next door there is another gym.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit different.
Yeah,
So what
good life. Yeah.
good life. So it's a little bit different to what. So obviously that didn't. Well, maybe it did play a role, but it doesn't seem like it played much of a role in you still opening a gym and doing what you wanted to do
No.
because you knew that
Yeah.
slightly different to what you're doing.
Yeah. Different member. Like if you go in there, you're just gonna know straight away. It's a different member.
Yeah.
Because I walk past the front. Because I go get a massage there
Okay.
from the massage guy. So and there's always cars at the front, and I go, who's going to Good Life? Like Energy's next door, and then I go in there and I'm sitting there waiting for obviously the massage guy to come out and get me, and like it's just a different member, and I go, they're not coming to NRG.
No. And vice versa.
Yeah. So being close to Good Life, if anything, probably helped anyway, because there was a lot of the boys at the start, or a lot of the members at the start at Energy were from Good Life. There was just nowhere else to go.
Yeah.
So they obviously came over straight away. But it's a different member. So if anything, it's going to help having two gyms. You've got your pick there. You can whichever one you prefer. If anything, it's going to help. I wouldn't worry about opening a gym next to a gym, especially if it's a different style gym.
Yeah.
Like obviously, if there was a similar gym, it's probably not a good idea to go and open someone. But yeah.
I almost see NRG a little bit as like a destination gym as well.
Mm-hmm.
Like people do travel from the other side of town, or even if they're visiting interstate, they come here.
Yeah.
They want to check it out.
We get a lot of casuals.
Yeah,
a lot.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah,
over hundreds a week.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
wow.
Hundreds a week.
That's great. That's amazing.
Yeah,
that is awesome.
Yeah.
So I do know there's a lot of people that come here to visit, to do one-off sessions. I know also sometimes you do some like photo shoots or filming in there as well. Maybe go through a little bit. There was another gym that kind of banned tripods and all that kind of fun stuff. Do you want to talk a little bit about?
Well, we did that first.
Yeah, about like the reasoning behind some of those decisions, and then allocating that you can do shoots, but you've got to book them in and those kind of things.
It can just get out of hand. So that at the start we did it, which obviously helped a little bit with getting the name out there, but it got out of hand at some stage. And once you start to get a lot of members at the start, when you've got 100 members or 200 members, it's not a very big issue. But once you start getting a larger amount of members, 1,000 plus, and then you've got 10 people in there with tripods trying to get
Film.
footage and stuff, it gets out of hand. So I'm pretty sure we banned it first.
Yeah.
Um,
You probably didn't make a big hoo-ha about it, but yeah.
no, we just did a post.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had so many. I'm pretty sure like 99% of the members thanked
Yep.
the reception staff, and then we got a couple, which ended up being the same person. Well, the same person. It was a person that complained on the post, and they got their friend to complain as well on the
Oh
post,
God. Yeah.
pretending it was someone else.
Okay. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was their friends.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that was the reason why we banned it. But you can still do it. You just got to book. It's just so we don't have, say, two people with tripods at the same time, and also peak time, because
Sure.
they'd always come peak time as well. So it's like peak time, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, or 9 o'clock 8, 9 o'clock in the morning, where it's packed,
Yeah.
and then you've got three machines with tripods and cameras, and it just was a bit crazy. So
Yeah, I can imagine. I actually want to go down this rabbit hole a little bit
Mhm.
because obviously, it's your gym. You also train in it too, so you're around other people that are there. They're training.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you think about how members treat the gym?
Yep.
And you can spice up your answer if you want, because you can scare people if you really want to. But are you ever looking at what people are doing? Are you ever like checking if they're doing the right thing? They're wiping the stuff down, or they're putting weights away?
Yeah.
Are you noting names down? Are you going to kick them out later? Like,
No,
what?
I'm not like that. And the big thing as well is I don't personally, unless something crazy happens, but I don't personally want to be in the gym. Obviously, I only try and go in the gym when I'm training,
Yep.
or I might, if something needs fixing, I'll go in there and have a quick look and that. But I try not to kind of be in the gym too much.
Mhm.
I'm obviously busy doing other stuff. But I try, I kind of stay away from telling members to put weights away. They're pretty good anyway.
They are. Yeah.
But I stay away from it. I think it's more professional for the staff that are working to go up. And the other thing too, I don't want members to think that I'm watching them. So
Yes.
when they see me in their training, the last thing I want is that they're all looking at me going,
Yeah.
"That's the owner who's watching us."
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I just don't want that. So if I do see anything crazy, I'll just let the staff at the front know, and then they'll go and just mention it. I think it's more professional like that.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah.
Honestly, the members are very good,
Yeah.
and the staff.
There's never anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've never. Maybe there's some plates left on a machine here and there, but that's
Which does happen.
It
I
happens.
did it once too.
Yeah,
Like I was
yeah.
on a machine, and then I got on the phone, and then I walk off, and then someone's talking to me, and then I'm about to walk off, and I go, "Fuck,
I fucking left
left
it."
the machine." So I went back, and so it happens, but
Yeah.
very rarely.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
which
good.
is good.
Okay, so no one needs to be scared when you're around.
No,
It's all
I'm not.
good. It's all right. I want to talk a little bit about now your fitness journey, right? And then I want to talk a little bit about recovery that's upstairs.
Yep.
So, the other week when I saw you, and even now you're looking impressive, but when I saw you the other week, and I was like, he's looking pretty lean. Like he's got to be competing. Like for surely he's competing.
Yeah.
And then when I spoke to you, and you said, "No, I'm not competing. I'm just doing like a trial comp prep, just having
Yeah.
fun with it."
Yeah.
And I'm doing like a trial peak week, and I was like, the IFBB Vic show is this weekend, and you're doing a trial peak week in the same week as the show.
Bad timing, right?
And I thought to myself, look, if you want to keep it private and, you want to do a surprise, hey guys, I'm here, I'm competing, which people do, and you didn't want to tell me, that's perfectly fine. But then when the weekend happened and it came past, I was like, fuck, he didn't actually compete.
Yeah.
And I thought to myself, he was looking like you were looking amazing,
Yeah.
ready to compete. And you could probably still do it. You can just go to another state. There's still some shows on if you really wanted to.
Yeah.
So maybe you want to talk a little bit about like that aspect. Have you ever competed before? Would you ever compete?
Yeah.
Do you have a coach? Is it a bodybuilding comp prep coach? Maybe
Yeah.
tell me about that.
Yeah, so I've never competed.
Mhm.
I've always stayed in. I've obviously trained for a long time. I've always kind of stayed in shape, so I've always been pretty lean. And it was just a goal that I gave myself at the end of the year. I go start of the year. I'm going to get a coach because I'd been kind of following a coach
Mhm.
who I like, and I said I'm going to message him start of the year and get him, and I'm going to do a 12-week kind of cut.
Mhm.
to go into a build after. I just wanted to get in the best shape I could as a start,
Yep.
and then and then build from there. And it just happened that because I messaged the coach start of the month, 12 weeks, it ended up being the same Sunday as the show. So that's why everyone thought I was competing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I wasn't competing.
I think, in a way, it's completely up to you whether you didn't want to tell anyone, but also, too, is people would have been upset because they probably wanted to come to support you as well. Like, you would have a massive amount of people that would actually
Yeah.
come and want to watch you.
Yeah. I actually had a few, there was a few people that thought I actually was competing.
Yeah.
And there was some competitors that actually go, "Oh, I can't wait to see you on stage," blah, blah, blah. And think, yeah,
No,
no,
I'm not doing it.
no. They were trying to suss it
Suss you
out. But
out.
yeah, if I was going to be up there with them, but no,
Yeah.
no.
So would you ever compete in future? Have you
Yeah,
ever thought
so
about it?
my coach is Scott,
Yep.
and he wanted me to do the masters, the classic masters
Yep.
division, and he really wanted me to do it, but I didn't. Next time
Next time,
I
yeah.
said we'll do a cut first,
Yep.
get in good shape, and then do a proper build. Have like a good 12 month or nine months of the build, and then see how we go from there. Because I've never had a coach before, so I'm 40, going to be 43 at the end of the year, and I've never had a coach. I've always done my own thing, so I
Yep.
just wanted to see what the difference a coach would do, and I thought better late than never. And yeah, so
It makes sense. So at least now you've gotten to the, let's call it, the best shape of your life, right?
yeah,
And you've got data, you've got photos, you've got whatever
yeah,
that your coach has. So now that's the reference point for
yeah,
when you then get down to that again.
yeah,
And also he's taking you through that process. So he kind of knows how your body reacts, what
yeah,
works, what doesn't work,
yeah,
those kind of things too. So gives him a lot of information.
yeah,
And of course too, you probably want to jump on stage at your best. Now, look, we can wait the rest of our lives to be our best, but
yeah,
for you, maybe you want the confidence to be like, nah, I actually want to, have my training go towards a show and have a coach that's going to build me through it,
yeah,
so that I know that I've done the whole gamut. I've done
yeah.
the whole improvement season or off season, growth season,
With the coach,
and with the coach all the
that's
way through.
yeah, with the coach. So that was one of the main things too, because he obviously helped getting me in shape.
Hmm.
But I really want to do a build with him and see what the build is like. So yeah, that was another thing. And I had there was a couple of injuries as well that I had.
You had the tricep, didn't you?
Yeah, so I tore my tricep
Yeah.
doing some heavy incline dumbbell presses.
Yep.
I did have a slight injury there, and then obviously the dumbbells didn't help.
Yep.
And then there was I had a bit of nerve damage in my neck. I'm not sure how that happened, but
Okay.
that kind of affected my back and my tricep. So there's a little bit of a difference in size at the
Okay.
moment. But they're coming back now that I'm obviously eating a lot more
Yep.
and training. They're coming back slowly. So
Yep. How is it having a coach? Normally,
it's good. I'm pretty easy.
yep.
Because I've always staying lean anyway,
Yeah.
and with me too, I'd rather it's easy. I'd rather just not eat at all. So leaning up for me is the easier kind
Because you're
of
probably so busy, you don't have time to bloody eat properly.
yeah.
Just like whatever.
And I don't have to think about it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
if they say you eat once a day, then I can eat once a day. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I think I don't know. You'd have to ask him
Yeah.
how hard I was, but I don't think I was that bad.
Yeah. I
Pretty
think,
easy.
maybe you might say this later on, or maybe even now, but a lot of people that, and especially guys, because guys, we're kind of a bit macho. Maybe we think, oh, we can train ourselves. We don't need a bloody coach, whatever that may be. But a lot of the guys I've spoken to that then eventually get a coach are like, fuck, I should have done this earlier.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
It just takes a lot of it's completely different than training on your own. Because I was always in shape, but the thing because I was in shape I could eat really low calories for 3 days and then eat like 100 pancakes and a tub of ice cream. And there was no end date. The big difference I saw with having the coach and having a specific date is that having that date of when you have to look kind of perfect, if that
Yep.
makes sense.
Yep.
It changes the whole thing.
Yeah, it changes your mentality to also be more adherent because you're like, well, now I have someone to be accountable to,
Yep.
and also too, I have a date. All I've got to do is make it to there. So
Yeah, and
just keep doing.
that's the hardest thing because when I was training on my own and dieting on my own, there was never an end date. I could, if I didn't look good today, I just eat less carbs tomorrow
Yeah.
or something, and I'd look good tomorrow. There was nothing. There was no. I could, and that's why I was in shape for like all year round because I
You
took,
were. You looked
yeah,
incredible all year. I was like, this
yeah,
guy could be ready to compete all year round. Yeah.
yeah, and it's just because of that. But yeah, having the date was like another ball game completely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you ever been that lean before, going to that, what you've just recently been?
Uh, yes, probably. I have been leaner, but probably didn't look as good, and it
Hmm.
probably wasn't the best way because, like I said, I would have like a high carb or two high carbs a week, and then the rest of the days would be really low calorie. So I
Yep.
got down to like on my own, I was doing like 17 or 1800 calories.
Hmm.
Like I'd end up looking really stringy,
Yep.
and then I would have a massive like carb up day and just look watery for a couple of
Because you
days.
spilled over. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it was. So my body was very up and down, whereas with Scott doing it properly, it was very consistent. And I looked obviously better because I looked fuller
Yeah.
the whole time. I didn't get stringy once
Yeah.
and all that stuff. So yeah, a big difference.
Yeah. The reason why I ask it too is because when you get to comp lean, it's not easy. Like
No,
you get very hungry,
yep,
your energy's low, you get a little bit irritable maybe, your sleep's not the best, all that kind of stuff.
yeah,
But I was kind of asking, have you ever b- been that lean before and know what it takes to get that lean and how hard it actually hard it is to do it?
yeah, yeah. From that side of it, yes, it was probably like I said, it was just the timing and there was no when I was dieting on my own. If I felt like shit or didn't have energy, I would just eat
Eat, just
something,
eat, yeah, yeah,
feel good, and then make up for it the next day.
yeah.
Like, whereas with obviously the coach and a date, it's you can't. So if you feel like shit, you got to
Keep
stick
pushing.
up. Yeah,
Yeah, keep pushing for it. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, it is harder,
Yeah, yeah,
definitely.
yeah, 100%. And I guess next time when you go through that process, you're going to probably start at a heavier weight
Yeah,
because it's going to build you up.
yeah,
So you're probably going to have a longer fat loss phase. If
yeah,
you do a comp prep, it's
yeah,
probably going to be more weeks than 12
yeah.
potentially.
I'm gonna get a lot leaner for
And you're going
yeah,
to get a lot leaner. So maybe we'll do an interview after that and you can
yeah.
tell me how that
See
feels
how yeah,
because,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, whenever you do something like that, it's not easy and it goes against the grain of what your body really wants to do.
Really wants to do, yeah. And
Yeah,
you never know what to expect. Every day is different. Every hour you feel good 1 minute, and then the next minute you feel
100%. Yeah,
like you're dying.
yeah, yeah. Let's finish up on talking about recovery upstairs.
Yep,
So NRG Recovery,
yep,
how long has it been open? Is it officially open?
yeah.
And what's up there?
All right. So it's not officially open yet. It will be in the next, say, week or two.
Hmm.
It is open to members.
Yep.
Um, so the members have been using it. It's more kind of trial as well, see what works, the busy times with members, and if there's any little niggles, we can kind of straighten it out before we get, your kind of casual or users in there.
Yep.
There's 3 rooms up there. They're 3 private rooms. Each room has a 3-person sauna, shower, sink. So you book, you go in there, you get one of the 3 rooms. You've got it to yourself. It's private. You can sauna, shower, and get ready, and then head
Awesome.
off. We do the bookings on the hour, and you get a clean like 45 minutes, and then you've got another 10, 15 to shower
Wash
and
up
that
or
and
whatever.
get
Yep.
out. So
Yep.
yeah, so it's been good, and we should have that officially open in the next 2 weeks.
Is there cold plunges in there as well?
Not yet. So
Not yet.
that's the stage 2
Yep.
is cold plunges
Yep.
and red light therapy
Oh
as
wow.
well.
Amazing.
And then stage 3, we want we've got an osteo and another sports massage guy that looking to put it in. So that'll be stage 3, and then
Yep.
we'll have the recliner chairs with compression gear
Okay.
and things like that. So it's kind of 3 stages.
Yep.
So there is 3 rooms. They're again identical on top of each
Yep.
factory. So that's the plan. But the next thing that we're probably going to do before stage 2 is the cafe. So we are going to do an NRG cafe.
Awesome.
So we want to do smoothies, coffees, some kind of little bits of food and
Yep.
stuff like that, and make it more make it easier for people to kind of hang out a little bit at the
Yep.
front and do their thing, a bit of work and have a coffee
That's
and
awesome.
stuff. Yeah, so that'll be cool. I can't wait
Yeah.
for
I
that.
was going to ask you like what is next. So
Yeah.
cafe, when are you thinking that? And because obviously you've got supplements in there as
Yeah.
well. Are you going to take some of that stuff out? You're going to make room? What are you thinking of
Yeah,
doing?
so all the gondolas are going to go. So the shelving in the middle
Yep.
is going to go, and we're going to put a lot of tables and chairs there.
Yep.
We're building a new like counter for the smoothie bar
Yep.
and coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And then the subs are going to go onto one of the walls. We're going to move them.
Yep.
And then the excess subs we'll probably bring back in here.
Yep.
We used to have them here originally. So we'll bring them back into the shop, and we'll just have the main a couple of the main brands there in the gym still. But yeah, we're going to open it up and have more tables and chairs for sitting and the coffee and food.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, as we kind of said before, you've got a good community in there, so I think that it's only going to thrive in that area where they're going to want to go out there. They're going to chat a little bit and that kind of stuff. Buy some smoothies, those kind of things, coffee, whatever that may be. So,
and we're starting that. That's gonna we're gonna start that in the next week or two. So that's should be done pretty quick in the next say a couple of months. It should be finished.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so that's gonna be done pretty soon.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Getting technical, but plumbing in that area, like you're going to have sinks to make, like, is there plumbing there?
Yeah, there is. Well, we're gonna have to do a little bit of work. But yeah,
okay, you can get it.
There is stuff there.
It's my technical brain going. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Everything's doable.
Yeah. Anything else in the gym equipment wise? Like I know, for instance, you put those big fans in recently, which have been awesome, and that new equipment. The first thing I went up to when I saw Tracy when she was in there, I went up to her, I thanked her. I was like, "This is amazing! Like you guys, the fans in there, you got some new equipment. It looks awesome." How many people say thank you, or how many people just come and go, "Oh, how come you didn't buy this, and how come you didn't buy that, and how come you didn't do this?"
No, the members are all good. Yeah,
awesome.
they a lot of them said thank you for the equipment, and when anything new that goes in the gym, we get a lot of praise.
That's awesome.
For it. They love it, and so it's good. The fans probably should have got the fans earlier, but just busy doing other stuff. The shop takes up a lot of time, so I have to try and get out of this running the shop as much as I can to kind of be a bit more present in the gym and get things kind of rolling. So the fans definitely could have been done a bit earlier, but they're awesome. It's probably one of the best things we did in there.
And they work really, really well.
Yeah, they're really good.
They move the air around.
Yeah.
So they're really good.
One.
Awesome. Well, that's it.
That's it.
It was great chatting. We've never had a gym owner on the podcast before, and I never knew that that you were born in Greece and you lived there and you came over and stuff. So it was great catching up and get to know you a little bit more. Any last thoughts? Maybe the gym, the address, the location, that kind of stuff, so people know.
Yeah. So the gym's located on Pascoe Vale Road, so 321 to 319 Pascoe Vale Road in Essendon. So come check it out if you're in the area or not.
Everyone comes from everywhere.
Check it out.
Yeah, of course.
Either way, yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming on and appreciate your time.
All right, thank you.
Awesome.